My name is Barbara Lewis with Singing After 40. Welcome. Today I'm going to talk about practicing. How do we singers practice? I've discovered that practicing is as unique to the singer as anything else. Some people practice a lot, some little, some warm up, some don't, which I don't recommend. Practicing is a very different thing for each unique talent. So I'm going to tell you a bit about what I do, what some of my students do, and what some of my professional singer friends do. And then maybe you can find your own unique way to practice. Just a quick reminder about the free mini course that I'm creating called Take Your Song from Zero to Wow, where I help you to learn how to choose a song for yourself, how to look at it, how to take it apart and map it a little bit, and then I give you some performance ideas. It's a mini course, but it's quite powerful. If you want to sign up for that, there's a link right underneath this video where you can sign up for it. Please join me. What do I think is a good practice session for myself? It doesn't have to be long, but it has to be really focused. I do things that smooth through my voice. I've done this one a lot on my YouTube channel. The so-called NG exercise. And that one moves through your whole range. And I would say if you're doing nothing else to warm up your voice, that's a great exercise. In fact, one of my students said that he doesn't have any time to practice or to warm up. So while I don't agree with that approach, that's where he's at. And so I said to him, would you have 4 or 5 minutes before you start to work on your songs in the studio? This guy does a lot of recording. Could you do the NG exercise that just smooths your voice up and down? And he said he thought he could, and he's going to try that this week. Me, for instance, I do commit quite a lot of time to keeping my voice in shape at my age and because of what I do. First of all, the NG exercise throughout my range, and that one's like this. For those of you who don't know this exercise, it's the NG that comes at the end of sing. Feel where that impinges, that NG, sing, and you just move through your range on that feeling. Tongue is high, it's touching your soft palate at the back. And then I move into something that's very, very simple like this. Yum, 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 yum. 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 60 muscles in here that have to be prepared and be coordinated, plus your brain has to be kind of ready for the whole gestalt to work. So I start very simple, NG, then yum, 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 and then maybe something like yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when I feel like I've warmed up my brain and my muscles, then I'll take an area of my voice that really needs work. And that's when the true practice begins. Part 2 of this video is going to be much shorter because it's very personalized. When you actually begin to practice singing, you work on things that your unique voice needs to work on. In my case, I work a lot on blending of registers. I have 2 very distinct registers and I work very hard on them. Keep my belting in good shape, to keep the mixed voice developing, to keep my very high voice still intact. For you, who knows what it is? It may be that you're just working on high notes, or maybe you're working on low notes, maybe you're also working on blending registers, but that's where the real practice comes in. What happens with many of we singers is that we have songs we want to sing, and instead of warming up and then practicing, we give ourselves a concert. And when you do that, if you do that all the time, if you don't practice, if you don't keep developing your voice in a very regular and persistent, consistent way, you'll sing your songs in the same way all the time. I have to admit that there are those singers who don't do these things and they sing very, very well. I have a friend who's a well-known professional singer. I have more than one like this. And she tells me that she no longer practices, she hardly warms up, she just sings. And her voice is in great shape. I don't think it's a good idea. I think you have to do things to maintain, but she feels she doesn't have to. She just sings her songs. So it's great if you can get it, but not many of us can get that. So, in summing up, when you practice, you start with a warm-up, an ordinary warm-up, something that you would do before you're going to perform. And then you go into the actual work on your voice. Your warm-up and your practice might take 30 minutes. Maybe you do it 5 times a week, maybe 4 times, whatever you can, but you make it very focused. So you got to find the balance that works for you, but you'll only know if it's working if you're gradually improving. That's what you want. And I wish the best for you. I'll see you next time. Barbara Lewis with Singing After 40. Bye-bye.